Welcome, Notsam and welcome to the brand new show here on Notsam. It's called NotShoes. Look, something that Notsam is all about is just getting on here and talking about the things that I like, talking about hobbies. I have trouble just having a hobby and just letting it be a hobby and not doing something with it. I have these hobbies and I go, I have Notsam. I've got a YouTube channel. It's become a network in and of itself. Why am I not creating content with the things that I do in my free time, thus taking more time and making it so that it's no longer free time? And that's where we're at with NotShoes. Do not leave comments on here as if we're supposed to be experts. Do not leave comments on here as if we know more than anybody else. Look, I'm a guy who likes to collect sneakers and has a studio. So I'm doing a sneaker show in the studio. And that's it. And that's all there is to it. So don't go and go, oh, he doesn't even know. No, he doesn't even know. But that's regardless. It doesn't matter. I'm here to talk about the stuff that I like, the reason that I spend so much of my time collecting shoes, buying shoes, why I go out on the weekends, still hunting for shoes. It's an amazing hobby. It's amazing how much brain it consumes. And I still, as popular as it is, think that there's a lot of people that don't quite get that. So that's, I guess, a little bit of what NotShoes is all about. We'll talk about pickups and purchases. We'll talk about releases. We'll talk about news. We'll talk about sneaker collecting, because that's what we do here. With me is my buddy. I met him when he was just an intern at SiriusXM. He's a youngster. He's got no money. He is the typical shoe collector at this point. Reed, thanks for hanging out.
No, I appreciate it. I'm excited to be here. I'm glad you set the precedent of not knowing anything.
It's not everything on Notsam, right? The whole Notsam brand, Notsam Network, whether it's Sam Roberts Now, whether it's even the Tomorrow Show, whether it's Notsam Wrestling, even what I do on Jim and Sam. Like, anybody who sits there and thinks that, well, he knows what he's talking about, I should believe him like it's a teacher, that's your problem. At no point have I ever claimed to be an expert on anything. I'm a total idiot, but I can talk.
And you're allowed to talk.
And I'm allowed to talk. And you watch and listen. So that's what the relationship is. And of course, because it's a Notsam production, everybody's favorite hot dog is here, rocking the Jesus piece. Isn't that right, hot dog?
Yeah, I just live here.
That's right. Well, yeah, I mean, if we're going to do something, we wake him up off the couch, he throws on his Jesus piece, and we go to town.
I close my Pornhub tabs and
get
to work.
You didn't even collect shoes, do you? No,
they're pretty, though.
Yeah, they're pretty, he says. That's where we're starting. They're pretty. Well, I think we should start with releases and pickups. We're going to be doing this, in my mind, this show will probably be about once a month. I think that's the best way to do it. And in the last month, I have been slowing down. I was looking at what I was doing last year and what I've been doing this year. And I have been making a concerted effort to slow down. I also have a new thing where I really, really try to never go above retail. I was really bad. Even a year ago, I made some ridiculous purchases. You know what really did me in? Paying $400 for some Tinker 3s. And I mean, that is like they immediately, they sat on shelves, they re-released them 3 times. You could get them way below retail, and I paid like double.
Why?
Because I wanted them early, and I convinced myself, because I like them. I think they look really great, and I really thought that because there's history in them with Tinker, because I thought they looked really good, I thought they were going to be super popular, not knowing they would release way more than anybody wanted them. There's way more people that think they're ugly than there are pairs of shoes.
Yeah, it's funny how that mentality switches. Like you mentioned, at my age, you're just trying to collect them no matter what. But it's almost, the irony of it's like the moment you get the money to pay for it, then it becomes like trophy hunting or the sport. Like, I'm not just going to get...
Yes.
Because, like, I mean, I don't have enough money to buy any shoe I want, but I do see as I get older, like, oh, hey, $200 is a lot more manageable now at my age than it was at 10. Plus, so I assume when I get to 30, like, it's not going to be that much.
Plus, it's like if you're walking down the street wearing some Travis Scott ones, and somebody's like, oh, how'd you get those? And they go, I paid $1,500 for them.
Yeah.
You go, oh, okay. Well, I wasn't going to do that anyway. So, like, I mean, where's the trophy hunt in that?
I get that for sure.
Right?
Although, on the other hand, you get so frustrated sometimes that...
You just do it.
Yeah, I've done it before. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I think I've bought almost all my shoes on resale.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Except for one pair of Yeezys I got.
I did that a lot. I'm trying not to anymore. And I've been successful so far. Although trades count. I don't mind doing trades.
Yeah, I guess. I never traded a pair of shoes.
Yeah, I know. I've done trades. And that was one of the pickups. So let's talk about what came out. First of all, I didn't get... And I tried to... Excuse Lila for a second. I didn't get the Chicago to... The LA to Chicago's.
I love those shoes.
A lot of people... The concept. Do you love the shoe?
No.
How come?
I just... It seems... a little bit too bright and vibrant for me.
Which version? Because this is, of course, the ones that start purple and gold.
Yeah,
and then you're supposed to skate with them. But how many people that actually buy them skate? Instead, here's what happens when you buy them: they're purple and gold, and then you put nail polish remover on them, and you got some Chicago ones.
Which is the ones I think you'd want anyway. I hate purple
Dude,
and
I don't
gold
know. I don't know anybody who's rocking them purple and gold. Like, all I know is people that bought them and put nail polish remover on them.
Like, even if you have dead stock, you still make them.
You just nail polish remover them off. Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be the trick though. Eventually, the purple and gold version is gonna be so rare because everybody nail polished all their purple and gold off.
That's a good point.
Right?
Yeah, I love. It's one of those things where I love the concept, but I'd be lying if I told you I'd get them.
So. I went on the sneakers app. I tried to get them, wasn't able to get them, but I didn't kill myself for them because I didn't really like them either.
Which is a good decision.
I have the Chicago ones. I have the Spider-Man ones. I didn't need a third pair of a different kind of version of Chicago ones, and I didn't love the purple and gold, but I did get those. These are the NYCs to Paris. Same concept. So eventually, and I've worn them a few times, and you can kind of see in the toe. You can kind of see the pink starting to peek through a little bit, but the idea is that the gray and the black paint, if you skate with them, gets removed and it becomes like...
It can't go back though,
pink
right?
and beige. No. It's not like day glow.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like one of those shirts that you blow on, like the hyper glow shirts.
Well, when I first saw them on Instagram, I thought that's what they were. Like, they go back, they revert back to their original color, but once they're gone, they're gone.
No, it's just like literally the paint rubs off.
So they're like a lottery ticket, kind of. It's just like scratch and win.
Right,
kind of
but then you can't put them back.
I like these a lot better.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. Like, in this colorway, like, I would wear these all the time. They go with everything. They're gray, black, and white. And even pink. Like, I don't have very many pink Jordans.
Nah, because usually they're women's, right? They wouldn't release it in
and I don't
size.
have the rust pink ones.
Yeah, I was speaking of that. How do you feel about, maybe it's off topic, but how do you feel about guys wearing women's shoes?
I'm good. I'm totally fine with it.
Would you ever collect women's shoes like that? Like, if these only came in women's?
I mean, I never bust my ass to get them, but like, yeah, like if I see a guy wearing the satin shatter backboards,
yeah,
I'm not sitting there going like, oh, those are chick shoes. You know what I mean?
I guess so. Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean.
If I saw a guy wearing when they redesigned the Jordan 1 for women, when they put like the stitch down the side and everything, like they made versions of the top 3 and the Chicago for women. Like, if I saw guys wearing that, that to me is a much more women's shoe. But when it's like they're doing like a Chicago UNC mashup that's only going to be available for women.
You cop those?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. But you'd have to get like, I think a 10.5 is what I am, and that's like a size 13 or something like that for women.
I wonder how hard it is to cop those women's only shoes.
Well, that's what, like, for the men's shoes, the money is getting small sizes.
Yeah.
For the women's shoes, it's all about the bigger sizes because that's the men's normal sizes.
No, I know.
You know what I mean?
wear a size 12.
And how many women are wearing a 14?
Not enough.
Yeah. I don't want to hear about your sicknesses. You're a pervert, Reed.
Yeah, well, that's maybe not.
I like my women with big feet,
right? And short. They need to be short with big feet.
Good. Okay, that's a nice center of gravity.
Anyways, I was gonna say I wear a size 12, so that's a very inconvenient size.
You're not getting that in women's.
Yeah, no,
that's like
I know.
a size 16 women. That's like Shaq in women's,
right? Well, that's the only way I could play like Shaq too, is if I went up against women. But what I'm saying,
I don't know what you're talking about.
What I'm saying is that 12 is a very inconvenient size. If anyone out there has a size 12, they know what I mean. Well, it's a popular enough size that people do have it, but they don't make enough of them. So whenever I do the sneakers app and whatever, I almost always lose.
Yeah, because there's fewer pairs made. I think of the bigger ones.
I think 10.5 and 10 is the most common.
Right. And that's what I go for because, yeah, even when I double up, and I double up on basically everything, I always double up in my size. Like that's a
lot of self-control.
Instead of going for something that like if I'm doubling up and I can only get 12 or something, even though I'll probably never wear the double up, I still don't get it.
Well, because you could, at a certain point, people, it sounds stupid to certain people, but if you understand, they get to certain, they're like art pieces, kind of.
Yeah, because I'm not a reseller.
I used to do that.
Resell?
Well, I used to. Well, the reason I asked you about buying in your size is because when I used to resell shoes, I used to purposefully not buy them in my size because I had no self-control. That if I bought them in my size,
if they're in your size, you're gonna keep them.
Yes, so I would go 10 and a half. It wasn't about the rarity. It was about like, oh, you're not an adult enough to be able to go like, no, you need the money. So that's what I would do.
But I like these. I like them with black laces. I think they come with pink and maybe white as well, or maybe it's like beige and pink as well as black. And those laces go with it better once the color is removed. But you really can't go wrong when you have Jordan 1s, excuse me, matching the lace with the tongue.
Is that your move?
Well, not always, as we'll see. Oh, that's a little tease. Whoa, stay there, folks. So I got these. Most recently...
That's a win, I'll say.
Yeah. Most recently, and a lot of people slept on these. I got these Gym Reds. You can see now. I don't think people realize the quality is really, really good on them. I know. What is it? SBB quality. Everything's marked in the shattered backboard. You know what I mean? Is it shattered backboard quality? I don't know. No, of course it's not. Nothing is. But the quality is really good on them. It's good leather. Some people don't like them because of the shininess.
Yeah, I don't like the shininess.
I think that they're putting the shine on here to start to ease people into what they're gonna do. Like, have you seen the shattered backboard 3?
I saw a leaked picture of it.
Yeah,
and that was the big problem about how shiny they were.
It's crazy.
I hate them if they're that shiny.
Well, we'll talk about them. But I decided to get these because I think that I think this is going to be a pair that people didn't get, and then a year from now really want.
Because do they want it because they didn't get it, or because it looks good?
Both. Like, I think that you can't. First of all, you can't go wrong with red, black, and white. This shade of red isn't released all that much. It's not like the Chicago bright red. It's a darker red. You know, people say it's very similar to the no pictures, crease here, no photos, please wear ones. You know, those not for resale ones. I think those are super cheesy. I never wanted those, but I think these are really nice. I am so confident that these are going to go up in value, tripled up on these because they were really easy to get at drop. They were not difficult to get that day. And I absolutely think that within a year, they will have gone up at least $100.
Are you going to, when they do, will you sell a pair, or is it just for the flex?
I'll have one for trade bait.
I got you.
Trade bait.
That's smart.
Got to have trade bait.
Whenever I see shoes like this, I don't love these. I don't hate them. But what I would say is how lucky is Jordan how lucky is Jordan and Nike at the time that Jordan got selected by the Chicago Bulls?
Because red, black, and white are such great colors.
Well, yeah. Imagine if you went Lakers. Like, it's a great team, but no one wears purple and gold.
Yeah, it's nice that there's like one Jordan 1 in purple. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like that's like the rarity. That doesn't happen very often.
But like, imagine if Milwaukee took them. You'd have green.
Right.
But then I also think, do we like red, black, and white because that's what we were given? And
no, because I mean, my Notsam stuff is red, black, and white. Red, black, and white are just great colors.
Yeah.
You know.
But that's what I was when I think about this, because they have so many variants because of it, right?
Yeah.
Because you can combine red.
I mean,
black,
it's like
and white.
Lakers gear. Like black and silver is just a great color scheme for a team. And that's why I think people bought Nets merchandise so quickly when they moved to Brooklyn, because black and white is just perfect.
Yeah, I didn't think about that, but you're right. It is kind of like, and it's very minimalistic, kind of like, you know, not too flashy.
Yeah.
I got you. So older men would want to wear it. Like,
exactly.
You don't want to be 35 wearing neon shoes all the time.
Right. And that's why I think these will appeal to, I think the shininess might appeal to the younger demographic, but the colorway will appeal to the older demographic. Like if I wore these out, 40-year-old businessman on the train would go, hey, I had a pair just like that when I was growing up. You know what I mean? And that's part of what you want if you're Jordan Brand. Like that's part of the appeal of the Jordan 1 is that it appeals to everybody. It's that kids like him, it's that there's hype around it, but it's also that those 40-year-olds trying to reclaim their youth.
I think it all comes from nostalgia. I think the only reason they're hyped up is because
nostalgia.
People are buying nostalgia nowadays. I don't think, as much as I like Jordan 1s, I don't love them. But again, if they didn't have the history and the silhouette came out, no one would be like, wow, this is revolutionary. Recognizing the game. Like,
totally.
They are kind of like Air Force Ones, kind of, that kind of vein.
Oh, totally.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
and Dunks. I mean, they look very similar to Dunks.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed to mention this because I was pretty old, like a year or two ago, that I didn't realize how similar Dunks are to Jordan 1s. Like, it's kind of weird that they just got
You
that
just
off.
see people in Dunks and you were like, I guess those are Jordan 1s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because like I couldn't believe that Nike'd be able to get that off.
Right.
Like, here, let me sell you this. You know what I mean?
Right.
But again, weirder things have been done.
Got the Wings logo. And then the final pair. And this didn't actually come out in the last month, technically. I think this came out like 2 months ago. Travis's.
I needed to see them, even though I already have seen them on your.
You've seen them on feet.
But those are the first time I've actually seen them in person.
Travis Scott ones. There they are. See, these ones.
Can't touch them?
You can touch them.
These are beautiful.
These ones I put the pink laces in.
Which is the best move.
I think so.
Best move.
I think so. You can see them. I mean, I've worn them enough that the paint on the inner thing is coming off. You see, this is where the Cactus Jack logo was.
No.
It's coming off. That's where the Nike Air logo was. It's coming off. But these are just great. The upside down check, the Travis Scott face, the Cactus Jack white on white logo.
I really like that
the suede is nice.
The suede doesn't stick out too much though. Like I have the Wave Runners, and the one downside. Well, I'm wearing also the Mauve ones, and it's the same brown. I can't bring it up for the camera, but
you don't have that kind of mobility, huh?
Well, yeah, no, not yet.
You're young. You're gonna age poorly.
Well, that's a different discussion. I might do some yoga, but the length of
gotta get that DDPY going,
right? Yeah, I'll just be able to touch my knees with my forehead. The length of the suede is a lot shorter on these, which I think is better. For
totally.
Tear.
Totally.
I always notice that with the Wave Runners, my favorite shoe. I always say, but they do tear up pretty quickly because of that.
So, here's what I want to ask you, and what I want to ask you guys. Leave your response and opinion in the comments, and let me know if I did the right thing here, because I got the Travis Scott's retail. I got them off sneakers. No bots, no nothing. It was And the Travis Scott drop was like insane. I had my wife and myself while we were like trying to wrangle our kids.
She helped you.
Yeah, she was on sneakers and I was on sneakers. So
that's
it's just
awesome.
2 accounts, which by the way, she took the L. I got the W.
And you felt good about that.
Great.
You don't think that's weird?
I was like,
She's doing it for you. You know that, right?
Well, first I felt great about it because I felt like a winner, and then I realized I just missed out on my second pair. What am I going to do about my second pair now?
Half full, half empty.
Right. So, I got them on sneakers. The app kept going down. Like, it just didn't work for literally 35 minutes.
Which is really weird that still happens.
Yeah.
Can we not? No one ever really addresses that.
And it's not like the hype around these was surprising. Everybody knew this was going to be the most hype drop of the whole year.
Not like Nike was like, oh wow, remember those Cactus Jack?
People really liked them.
They really liked them.
Yeah, no. But I'm sitting there 35 minutes, sitting on my couch, just trying. I tried the website. I put in, Apple Pay, credit card, PayPal. Nothing worked.
No bots.
No, I never do bots. I've never done bots.
What's the difference between that and getting your wife to do it?
Well, because if you're using a bot, it's not like you're just doing 2 accounts. Like, bots do a whole bunch of accounts.
Oh, yeah. And they just automatically check it out.
Like, if your buddy's doing it for you, I don't think that's scamming the system. No. If you have a stadium full of people doing it for you, then that's scamming the system.
Yeah, but you're a broken person if you are, too.
Yeah. But, I mean, I think that, I like that. But that's the other thing. Like how we were talking about how it's not really bragging rights if you paid $1,500 for them. It's not bragging rights to me if you use bots to get them.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, man, how'd you get those? Like, if I go, I got lucky on sneakers, oh, I hate you so much. If I go, yeah, I used bots on sneakers, you go, oh, I hate you so much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're the reason this system fails sometimes.
Right. I hate you because I'm jealous versus I hate you because you're like a garbage person. Like, it's 2 different levels.
Which is weird that you get to that type of character assassination with shoes, but it's true.
100%. You can tell a lot about a person by the way they conduct their business in terms of sneaker hunting.
Yeah, for sure. I think so, yeah.
So I got my 1 pair, and so it's 10:30, it's 10:35, whatever. and I'm going, and I mean, by the way, the fact that they included pink laces with these, how often you see pink laces? Like, just seeing that there's pink laces is another thing. The tissue paper inside is pink with the logos all over it.
I think if you wear the red laces, you're a serial killer.
Red laces are weird, man.
So weird.
Now, I put the red laces on my Rookie of the Years. The Rookie of the Year ones, they're similar to the Travis Scotts, but they're the lighter colored suede.
But they're brown. Oh, I know what you mean now.
Yeah, and they flap out like the off-whites.
Yeah, I think from what I remember, I believe those are better with red.
I think so, way better, because they're lighter. It makes more sense.
Well, the key is you always want one color to really jump out.
I mean, technically, the red goes with the red on the tag.
And that is your tongue kind of rule semi.
Yeah, and you've got your red here on the Cactus Jack logo as well. So technically, I see where it's coming from, but the fact that it doesn't match anything on the body is like, what are you doing?
Well, Travis wears them with the pink laces. That should be enough.
Exactly. We're all just trying to be like Travis at the end of the day.
That's why we buy these.
You know, like I'm like sitting here going like, whoa, look at the pocket. And everybody's like, you don't even smoke weed. What are you so excited about that pocket for?
USB?
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
a content creator, right? You just put
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I put SD cards in there.
Nintendo DS games?
Yeah, exactly. Guess what? Next time I'm at a parking meter, it's no issue because I put quarters in there.
Yeah. That's funny. Metro card just
and by the
slide out.
way, the lining of the secret pocket, red. So technically, shout out to the laces. That's what you're trying to say.
We're wrong.
Well, yeah, people with the red laces are probably going like, no, because I want to tell people I know about the pocket.
You know what's a really great idea too when you have a really popular shoe? To tell the entire world that those are the special shoes with the secret stash in them, right?
Right.
Because the best secret pocket is the one you tell everybody
about. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, I love everything about these. They actually look amazing when you wear them. Like, that was a key for me. I was like, I really want these shoes, and I really want to be able to wear them and wear them around. I've worn them a bunch of times now.
Which is the best way to do it. I also am of the belief that if I get a pair of shoes,
yeah,
I'm not there where I can double up yet, but if I have that single pair, I'll wear them.
I'd like to be that way, but like you get them on sneakers, you're waiting for them to arrive, you're realizing StockX, it's not going down. Like in my head, I was like, you know what? I bet they're gonna. Right now they're around 1,000. I bet they go down to like 600. I was like, if I can get them around 500 or 600, I'll get another pair.
I remember we had this conversation.
Yeah, and I guaranteed it. I was like, dude, they're gonna drop to like 500 or 600 and then go back up, and they never drop below like, they barely drop below 900.
Right now, certain sizes might go for 12.
Oh no, right now?
Right now.
Yeah, right now they're at 1,200.
Okay, yeah, my bad.
I mean the lowest they ever went was like 900.
Yeah, because I remember having that conversation and being surprised they had dropped that low.
To 900, you mean?
Yeah, even to that.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, and that's as low as they'll ever go, I think.
Oh, I think these, if you hold on to these 10 years from now, will be worth thousands. Like, these are kind of, I think, iconic collector's items. Partly because
to screw around with the swoosh like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's nuts.
Well, I also think, I mean, this is a bigger discussion we don't need to get into, but Travis Scott is that next big creator and shoes next behind
That's
Kanye.
the other thing, right? Like, it's
and this is his most iconic shoe. So
100%.
It's going to be looked back at as like a lot of the Yeezy ones from Adidas or even Nike. They're not amazing looking,
right?
But they're Yeezy ones.
Absolutely,
these are Travis Scott ones. These are the shoes that are going to be remembered for a long time.
Yeah, the 350 version 2 is way nicer than version 1, but
yeah, because
version 1 is version 1, it's like no, those are the. It's like the Jordan 1. Yeah, it's like no, but that's the one.
It's
like
the one of the ones.
That's the original version. No, I think you're right about that. And I mean, even though you've got the 4s, which are nice and they're always going to be popular, there's something about this is the shoe that kind of introduced the world to the fact that Travis Scott is serious when it comes to shoe collaboration.
Because those are just the colors of the Oilers that are Houston Oilers, his hometown.
Right.
These say Cactus, like Travis Scott, like these are written all over him. I think
right.
This is more of like him, okay, I'm not saying it right. This is a nostalgic kids colors, like this is his life. I mean, this is something he actually designed.
It's actually a reconstruction.
Yeah.
Like whereas that is not a redesign, it's just a cool colorway.
Yeah, which is the steps they go when introducing new designs.
It makes
like
sense.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just throw it all. So, okay, so I go like, okay, I got my one pair and I saw it and they were going up and I was like, okay, I can't wear this pair, especially since I got it from sneakers, so I know it's authentic. Like that's the other thing. Like once you start getting into the resale market, even StockX, there's always that little tiny bit of doubt. Like I just never know.
But that's the number one reason I do StockX.
Because that's your best chance of getting authentic. That's true.
And no, I don't rock the StockX tag.
Oof,
I've seen it done before.
Really?
Yes, I've seen it done before. It's a whole subculture of sneakerheads, quote unquote, that rock
They leave it on?
Yeah, so you know it's real.
But like, there's also, you know, every now and then you read a report of StockX sending fakes out.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's like you're announcing to the world, hey, I paid more than these shoes originally were. Like, that's not impressive. Hey, I paid resale for these.
Not, I mean, although people might look at it, some people might look at it the other way, like the same reason they buy Louis Vuitton or whatever it was. I have so much money.
Oh, so like leaving the StockX tag on when you wear them lets people know I paid even more money for these than you would think I did.
Yeah, like my time's so valuable, I just dropped the $1,500 on the Travis Scott ones.
No, that makes sense. So here's what I want to know from you guys in the comments and from you, Reed. I made a trade. I went to my guy, Angelo Blando. You can find him on Instagram. He's got a podcast called Kicks and Giggles. He's amazing. He finds everything. That's why he's good. He doesn't like, you know what I mean? Like, he does what he can in terms of pricing, but he will find anything. He's amazing.
I'm glad you pointed that out too, because if someone, I don't have a sneaker plug, and I'm sure a lot of people listening don't even know what are the benefits to having a sneaker plug as opposed to just doing StockX.
Like, why I will always go to him. I text back and forth with him. He's in my phone. He's like this is the guy I go to. Like, if my wife wants to get me a present and she's got money for shoes or whatever, I'm like, go to him and he'll help you out, because number one, I know I've had him in my house. Like, he's trustworthy, so I know the shoes are going to be legit from him. Number two, he can find anything. And number three, he's not going to rip you off. Like, if the shoe is expensive, it's because it's expensive to him. He's got to make a little bit of money, but it's not like he's sitting there, you know, getting these for retail and being like, I can't go below $1,200. Like, what do you, like, if he's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what are the benefits between that and, say, StockX? You like the no, I heard you. You think his are more legit than even a StockX or something like that, right? Like, you trust?
Possibly, yeah. I probably trust him more. And you can usually go below StockX. Yeah. Because there's of all the fees and everything. Yeah. And it's usually quicker than StockX, to tell you the truth. The speed. Like, StockX takes a while.
Yeah. You know. No, I'm with you on that.
I mean, I will go to StockX, but, you know, I like him better than StockX. And I can actually talk to him. And that's what I did with these. I'm like, look, how about if I give you a pair of shoes and some cash? And he goes, well, what do you got? Like, because
are you giving him used shoes?
No, everything dead stock.
Okay.
And he goes, what do you got? And so we worked out a trade.
Oh, a trade.
Trade, no cash. Okay. For my second pair, that's these that I'm wearing.
Oh no! You must have given up a lot.
4 pairs. 4 pairs. And I'll tell you what I gave him, and you could tell me what you think. I gave him, and I had to write them down because it's legit 4 pairs. Cap and gown Jordan 11s. That's the black on black. Those are beautiful.
Those are beautiful. The 11's my favorite silhouette.
Yeah, they're great. They're great. I love them. I only had 1 pair. I left them dead stock.
And keeping in mind, these are all dead stock pairs.
Everything's dead stock. Boxes, everything, and all of them I got from, like, the store. Like, they're all 100% guaranteed, authentic. Cap and gown 11s. Yeezy 500 Yellow Moons.
Which I kind of like those.
The second release of the 500s.
Did you have to buy the clothing pack? I remember when they first released those 500s, you had to buy the grays.
No, I didn't, but I probably would have.
Yeah. I mean, I also, yeah.
Shadow ones. There's a black and gray.
Yeah.
And this is going to kill you. Yeezy Statics. Not the reflective.
No, I was about to ask you, the reflectives go for 900 or something.
Right, standard.
Color. What's the color of the
original Statics, the white. Like the first Yeezy Static.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like the kind of the whitish, grayish look.
Right, it was the first Yeezy that had that see-through tab on it.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
So those are the 4 pairs. And he was like, okay. And we agreed, you know what I mean? It was, and that's where we landed. I felt very good about it.
Did you double up on any of those pairs you had traded?
Like, did I have them?
Well, because if I'm looking at it, it's a different story if, say, I have 2 pairs of cap and gowns.
Yeah, I had an extra. I mean, I had an extra Shadows and I had an extra Statics.
Okay.
The Yellow Moons and the cap and gowns were my only pairs of those.
So out of those, the cap and gowns are probably the best.
You think so?
I think for me, and I'm a Yeezy guy.
Right, I know you are.
But I would do that. I definitely would.
Right, the 4 pairs, because I'm sitting there and I'm like, well,
I think I would, because you can get any one of those other pairs closer to retail than you can get these.
Closer, yeah. Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if I want the Moon Yellows, you pay $50 over. I think they're at right now, or 100 at most.
Right.
I could be wrong.
Right.
These are like
Exactly.
like
exactly.
kids are going to public school if you get enough pairs.
And I think they've actually gone up since we made that trade, so I'm still feeling good about it. But
it's
that's
crazy how much of it's like a stock market.
Absolutely.
Like
That's why
it's funny how that works.
That's
out,
why
yeah.
the StockX thing works. So something that I was thinking about these. Do you have? Because my whole theory on these is the gym reds. I think is what they're called.
These ones?
I think.
I don't know these ones. I don't know what these ones are.
My
called.
whole theory is that they're sitting now because they are sitting in some spots still. And some been
You
a
have
while.
3 pair?
I bought the third pair because my theory is that they will sit now. They will eventually get scooped up. They might even go to the outlets where you get the tinkers. I'm so pissed.
So is it the outlets are really just you remembering your bad decisions walking?
I can't
through
go into the
aisle?
Nike outlet because I feel like I'm gonna see some Jordan 3 tinkers and go like, yeah, it's so stupid.
But you don't ever have fun maybe going to outlets seeing if you can find a
No, because I don't want to see those tinkers. It'll drive me crazy.
I got you.
But I'm sure you can get these at outlets right now. If not, you probably will be able to. But after that, I think they're going to go up. And I say that because I have a couple pair. I don't know if you have any favorites that you didn't get because they were sitting and then you realize later that you liked them. Because I think what happens in hype culture is that shoes sit.
Yeah.
And then you decide, well, I'm not getting these. They're sitting. And then you don't realize that they're actually really nice.
Yeah.
And so for me, there's 2 pairs of shoes that I loved when they came out, and I doubled up like I always do. One of them is the Storm Blue Jordan 1s, and I never understood why. I wear them all the time.
Yeah, blue in
still.
a Jordan 1 seems like a really
It's a classic colorway. It's
Yeah.
an OG colorway, as a matter of fact.
What year did you get these?
When
Was
they
it
came
recent?
out,
A while
it was
ago?
like 2016 probably.
All right, that's a good time.
I think 2016,
Yeah,
2016,
yeah.
2017. Maybe 2017. But it's a classic OG colorway. But it was one of those periods of time where they had just released a ton of Jordan 1s. They weren't flashy. It's just blue and white. But I'm going like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. And they sat, but lo and behold, and it was really easy to get 2 pair. And lo and behold, you know, years later, people are like, yeah, those are amazing, and they go for like $300 or whatever.
Yeah.
The same thing, and I wish I brought them over there. They're right over there in that shelf with the Game Royals. Those are the ones that are white, black, and blue.
Okay.
They almost look like they look kind of like the Chicago's.
Like the fragments too?
They're like the bootleg fragments.
Yeah. I think I remember what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, they're
I know
like
what you mean.
where the fragments are like the black toes with blue.
Which shows you how crazy we are sometimes as sneakerheads. Like that, because the fragments are worth a lot.
Fragments are like the holy grail.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
But think about how funny it is if you really break it down to just the switching the color of some
Right.
kind of
Well,
panels.
what if the toe was blue instead of black? That's bootleg. Yeah, I don't know. Who cares? I'm not buying that.
Couple hundred.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, please, outlets. But so I got, again, the Game Royals. Super easy to get. People call them the bootleg fragments. The same way people call the ones that I just showed you bootleg, not for resales, because they look so similar and they're just for everybody.
Yeah.
But eventually people were like, oh, these are just like the Chicago's, except they're blue instead of red. Blue is a great color for a pair of shoes. Royal blue.
Yeah.
And now they're way over retail.
And Sam,
They're like 250 or
you've
whatever.
never been happier, I'm sure.
I love it when that happens because I'm like, I knew that. Of course, they're amazing. They look great. You guys can leave comments if you've ever had the same experience, but have you ever...
Well, yeah, I think that my favorite shoe of all time, Yeezy 700 Wave Runner. And I will say, I definitely, especially when I was a little bit younger, did get caught up a lot in the hype. But I realized that I didn't have the income to keep chasing that. So I'm like, okay, I was almost forced to kind of decide to actually wear things because I liked how they look. And when the Yeezy 700s came out, I remember they sat. People forget. They sat for a while.
The Wave Runners?
Wave Runners. When they first came out.
Yeah, you know what? And that's because
they sat for a whole day.
because the price tags, aren't they like $300 retail?
Yeah.
Right, so the price...
But they were also so different.
So different.
We never. I mean, there was the dad shoes craze was already in, but I remember.
Yeah, the Belugas had already come... I mean, not the Belugas, the Balenciagas were already out.
Yeah, this was about 2 years ago. They came out 2 years ago in August, I know.
I remember when I first saw them, and I would see people at the airport or whatever wearing them. I'm like, you look like an idiot, bro. Those are so dumb. And then I was like, I need to get those shoes. And I have a pair now. They're amazing. I love them.
My favorite shoes to wear. And I remember that's the reason I remember them is because I love them instantly.
Right.
There's the first pair of ugly shoes that I started that I actually like for whatever reason. I don't have a new reason. I I like the structure. They're really comfortable. And I remember they were just sitting at the time. I wasn't going to pull $300 for them because, like you said, that's a lot for shoes at the time. And I was thinking if they're sitting.
It's literally double the pair. It's almost double the price of a Jordan 1.
Yeah.
Jordan 1's $160.
But then,
and even that's more expensive than they used to be.
And if people remember, those shoes eventually ended up going up to maybe $1,200 at one point.
The Wave Runners?
Wave Runners,
yeah.
Yes. Before they did 4 releases. The 4th one's coming out, which I'm super happy about because I eventually did get them.
Right.
But so the Wave Runners were one, but also the Mauve, the ones I have on right now. They're like the all brown.
There he is. Look at that mobility, folks. Look at those legs. Huh?
I like these Mauve ones too because they give me the satisfaction of 700, but you can beat these ones up like a tank.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't like any of the other colorways. I don't like the Mauves. I don't like the ones that are just about to come out. I think the Bone White ones.
No, I don't like those. That's because those have a gum sole though. That's why they look kind of weird for me.
I don't like the all black ones. I really only like that first version Wave Runners with all the colors on them. And I think those are great.
Yeah.
I don't like any of the other ones. What do you think of what Yeezy's doing? Because we should talk about some releases. Of course, by the time this is published, this weekend will be over. But at the time we're taping this, the Michigan Jordan 5s have not come out yet. I made some phone calls today to see what stores near me were getting them. So I will be going on an old-fashioned sneaker hunt this weekend.
So you're making public appearance.
I'm making public appearance.
Making a public appearance.
Yep, to get those, to get the Jordan 5 Michigans. I'm going to see how I do. I wasn't sure about them.
That's going to be hard. Like Michigan, for whatever reason, Michigan Jordans, I know that them and Oregon Jordans are always go for crazy.
But everybody's doing.
amounts.
First of all, they're only at Foot Action. They're not at Foot Locker or Champs or any of those stores.
Why?
Foot Action is the only chain that has them right now. And second, I was talking to I think like Jimmy Jazz has them and Abelin's has them, and like those smaller chains and some of the boutique stores have them. But they were supposed to come out in August. And then out of nowhere, Nike just rushed the date up. So most of the stores actually, Foot Action did, but most of the other stores did not have time to do raffles for them. And so that's what I was talking to one of the store owners about. He just didn't have time to do a raffle. So they're all doing first come, first serve. So I'm really hoping word just hasn't spread about what stores are getting them.
I wouldn't.
And I'll be able to just grab them tomorrow morning.
How early would you get for them? Were they a store?
I mean, well, yeah. Last professional broadcaster standing in line outside of a shoe store for hours. Like, I don't think so. You know what I mean?
I mean, to a certain extent, you just pay the money for them.
Well, what's your time worth?
Or a
You know what
hot
I mean?
dog.
Oh yeah, hot
Could
dog.
goes wait in the line early and you give him a little bit 50 little Benjamin or something like that. Would you do that?
You want to sleep over and then go wait online outside of sneaker stores tomorrow?
Sure.
Or you know what you could do? Instead of, when I say sleep over, I mean sleep over in front of the shoe store that's nearby. And then that way it's like sleeping over. Except,
Motel 6?
Well, I'm not going to let him. What am I going to do?
Me, I'll probably come
I mean,
back.
what am I going to do? Am I going to pay $150 plus $200 for the sneakers, or am I just going to for a Motel 6 room, or am I just going to pay $350 for resale?
But it's a sport. You don't pay resale.
That's true. I don't include the Motel 6 bill. No, here's what I'll do. I'll give him. We got plenty of folding chairs in the house.
You do. I knocked one over already.
I know you did. Well, you're a clumsy guy.
I am.
We'll give him a chair and a position outside of a store. And that's, no Motel 6. I got lawn chairs outside. My father-in-law just dropped them off. So I give you a lawn chair. We can hang out. We can watch a movie or something.
A not Sam branded neck pillow.
I'll give you a Notsam.
I gotta promote while I'm waiting. Yeah.
Well, you don't do it any other time. I'll give you. He's not going to change his Twitter name to Notsam. He's not going to wear the Notsam jacket. He's a real scumbag, but he's a jerk. Is the thing about Hot Dog. But yeah, I'll give you a lawn chair, and we can watch a movie, and then right before I go to bed, I just drive you to the shoe store, and then you spend the rest of the night outside that shoe store. You let me know in the morning.
Hey, you trust me to come back with the right shoes?
No. He'll come back with some dumb GR.
He comes back.
Yeah. He'll come back with something that's been sitting on their shelves. He'll just, excuse me, I'm here to buy the new sneakers. And they're like, oh yeah, here's these ones that have just been sitting. There's dust on them from how long they've been there.
A pair of Roshis.
Oh, they're
of
pretty.
course. Yeah.
Good enough.
He's coming back with some Jordan 1 mids. He's going to come in this house with some mid soles.
No, he'd come in and be like, oh, I need the blue and yellow pair. And they'd be like, we have the blue and yellow pair for you.
Funny you should ask. Yeah, no, actually, that's a great point. Hot Dog would completely, he would fumble the ball like he does every time.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna have to get up and do it myself.
All right.
So I am.
It is.
I am going on a shoe hunt tomorrow to try to get these. You can follow along at NotShoes_IG. You can follow along the Instagram account. If you're already following it, you know whether I got them or not. You're looking into the future. But what do you think about, there's a lot of Yeezys coming out.
Yeah.
And I have completely fallen off. Number one, Yeezys were a lot easier to get the day they were released when Kanye openly supported Donald Trump. I like that period of time.
Like that is true.
The Statics weren't that tough to get when they first came out because Yeezy was still on the Trump bandwagon.
But I don't know. Actually, now I think about this, I don't know if I was necessarily with you. That was the real reason.
I mean, it completely times out perfectly. And now that he's stopped and he's all about Sunday services, now it's way tougher to get him day of. The value of those ones that were easier to get when he was supporting Trump
skyrocketed. Well, I remember I copped a pair of the Beluga 2.0s, gray, the all gray ones. I remember I got them specifically because I'm like, hey. Again, remember I mentioned earlier about how I would sell shoes that weren't in my size. So I'm like, hey, if I get these shoes, they're Yeezys. Because back then, at that point, if anyone remembers, they were still really limited shoes. So I was like, oh, I need to get a pair that if I dirty, I don't look back and be like, wow, I dirty $1,000 pair of shoes. Right? And so those are the most released ones. Because they tell you ahead of time how many pairs of each are being released. I'm like, oh, those are the most. I held on to them, wear them, and they've become one of the most valuable because they didn't re-release them. They're worth over $400 now.
I don't have them.
You don't have those?
I don't have. I love those. That's the one pair that I would probably want. Yeah, I don't have a pair of those, and they kind of go with everything.
I love them.
I got the zebras. I got the yellows.
Wave runners. You have.
I've got the wave runners. I got the creams. I got the sesames. Yeah. And I got the Statics, but I haven't gotten any of the new ones that have come out. And I haven't felt any way about it because I feel like I don't even know what's coming out. Like, they do those releases now. First of all, it's annoying to me because the releases are so frequent, but they're different, that you have that same group of people. Like, it doesn't make any of them easier to get. It's just the same. I don't feel like there's any more or less.
They're easier to get
for each release. No. They're easier to get than they were originally. But
Which isn't saying much because the Yeezys used to be the limited.
Exactly.
Shoe.
But I'm saying they're not. This pair is not any easier than that pair. The fact that they release a pair every other week, each time it's equally difficult to get. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you. I've experienced it.
Right. And I can't even tell the difference of the pairs anymore. Like they're releasing so many, and I feel like they're all Statics pretty much. With that stripe that's transparent, which I like. You know, I like
that move.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
And the non-reflective, reflective.
I think that's dumb. Like, I mean, I guess it's cool to make something limited, but
you see through it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like I've never gone and been like, oh, I gotta get the reflective version.
Literally and figuratively, you see through it.
My guy, look at you with the words. But like, I don't remember which ones, and maybe this is just because I'm more of a Jordan person, but I don't remember which ones are the international releases, and they all kind of feel like, oh, it's like you put the Yeezy Static into Instagram and just started running a filter through it and just released all those different pairs of the Static with a filter, Static with a filter.
Kanye's working on Yandi. They're running out of inspiration.
That's
true. He's working on his album. Just like that's how you know good Kanye music is coming.
The same shoe just keeps getting released.
Yeah, we haven't seen a new silhouette. We saw North and some weird Crocs. But besides that, they're like, oh.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah. So, are you still hyped about every pair of 350s that get released?
I'm not hyped, but I also think this is kind of an unpopular opinion I have when I talk to other people that are fans of Yeezy, because there's a lot of people that were fans of Yeezys just because of how limited they were. And if you were, I get it to a certain extent, but as someone who couldn't get them, I'm 23 now, so I never saw Jordan play. Kanye for me was kind of like my Jordan because
you're 23 now. If at any point you should like Jordan, it's right now.
That's true. That is true. But despite that, I still like Kanye more. And when I was 13, 12, that's when the Yeezy craze was. So I look up at it like one day I'm gonna have those shoes.
Right.
So I'm now at an age where I can every now and then afford a pair of Yeezys, and I'm really happy. But I'm not stupid enough to not admit that one of the reasons I do that is because of that nostalgia factor we talked about earlier, right? I have that for the Yeezys, you have them for the Jordans more.
I mean, I just love that like you're young enough that, because in my mind, for there to be nostalgia over Yeezys, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I mean, I was in college when I bought the College Dropout.
I know.
You know what I mean?
No,
so
I
it's
know
not
what you mean.
he's still not. He wasn't
got
even
you.
around when I was in high school.
No, and when I was in high school, yeah, 08, 09, was
Right.
like 13, 12-year-old like, come up. That's also why people my age tend to love Drake so much because it's that same. It's weird.
That's
how
actually a
stuff
great
works.
point. Yeah, when I was in college, I was watching Degrassi: The Next Generation.
Yeah, when I was 13, 12, it was best I ever had.
That's crazy. That's so funny. Yeah, no, that's why it's good to get your opinion.
So that all that being said, what I then say is that the reason this is happening is it's a strategic move, and this is just me guessing. There's no inside information, but
Oh, really? I thought you were an insider.
no,
With your cracked up Space Jam shirt.
yeah, yeah. It's vintage.
Oh.
It's not.
Yeah, exactly.
What I'm saying is, I think
The 2019 tag on it. You just
Right.
washed it too many times.
for sure. It's good. I like the shirt. It's comfy.
It's a nice shirt.
I'm gonna get a Space Jam 2 shirt too.
I can't wait to hear about it.
You're gonna see it a lot too.
Oh, good.
What I'm saying is, I think Yeezy's making a move from being just the limited sneaker brand to their own version of Jordan. Where I know, because Kanye did say everyone's gonna get a chance to wear Yeezys, and we all laughed. But then when it happened, we're all upset about it. But it's like
I do love that there
he
are.
kind of did say that.
Yeah,
like, a
he
while
said he was
ago.
going to do it, and then
Yeah.
people were like, "Yeah, but I'm still going to pay $1,500." And he was like, "Okay, but I'm telling you, this is not going to be
don't.
worth that much money."
Like any shoe that's popular, we'll re-release it.
Right.
Any shoe that you like, there will be a color. It's gonna
Especially now. I mean, even if you're paying $900 for a reflective static, it's like, don't do it.
Oh, I think it's stupid now. Right?
It's ridiculous.
Because they definitely will bait you, and I think they almost do it on purpose now.
Dude, the fact that they're putting out the Wave Runners again, like I would have
Fourth
sworn.
time.
I would have sworn after the third one. I
done.
felt like everybody got it. You got your pair.
Because I couldn't imagine a fourth release.
There's no way it's going to happen.
way. That's spitting in the face of sneaker collectors.
And then he does it again, and I'm like, what's it, in August? Is that when it's supposed to come out?
I don't know the date. There hasn't been a date announced, but it is. My guess is they're going to do it the exact same date the first release ever happened.
Which was when? Do you remember?
In August.
In August.
It was, the first release was in August. I don't remember
I
exactly.
promise. I'm gonna work really hard because I don't have a second pair. I'm not and double up on the Wave Runners. I couldn't.
Kid
I
size
wasn't
is
able
coming
to.
out too.
Oh, we're definitely getting.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, if they make infant sizes, we're getting them for the whole family.
And then when they outgrow, you put them on the dash. You hang them.
100%, yeah, hang it up, hang it up like Hot Dog's family, hang it up over the rear view.
What?
We were talking. No, the final point is that I think that Kanye is trying to move Yeezy to become the next Jordan. Where there's Jordans, what we've talked about, they're super limited, and there's Jordans that anyone can go and buy. And I think that's what Yeezy's going to become.
Oh, people are paying like $1,500, not realizing that's a GR, bro.
Yeah, you wearing a Yeezy team? I mean, he's even coming out with a Yeezy basketball shoe that's coming out.
I saw
seen
that.
prototypes
I mean,
of
I
it.
don't like it.
No, I think it looks cool, but it looks like the worst. Like, as someone, I do play basketball. I do play basketball, so. Knowing that, those shoes look like the worst performing shoes ever.
I mean, and it's so funny too. Like, you can't even take anything for granted. Like, I look at that shoe and I go, "That is a garbage shoe." And then I remember I thought the same thing about half the Yeezys that I now own and love.
No, I like to look at them.
I probably, when I looked at the Zebras, I probably was like, dude, you're telling me
They used to be limited though.
when I looked at these, I was like, hot garbage. And then when they re-released them, I was like, "Oh my god, fire, fire, fire!"
Right?
And I've worn these so many times. Look how dirty the bottoms are. I wear them all the time. I love them. I love them.
And I think that speaks for anyone. A lot of people love to hate on Kanye, and sometimes you have your reasons. But when he says he's a creative genius, I tend to believe him because we all tend to laugh at him. But then he comes out with new looks, new silhouettes. Like, what other shoe brand is? And that's not like a complete shill now. But whatever other shoe brands coming out with these many different kind of unique silhouettes, right? Like Jordan's retroing old pairs.
Yeah, but
kinda.
I mean, he's also got 32 versions.
That's what I'm saying. But I think we're gonna end up hurting ourselves as sneaker fans if we keep putting down Yeezy. Like, you want them to stop coming out with new shoes that are unique and different? Like, no, that's what you want as a sneaker fan.
People just get buttered. It's so funny. It's just two different crowds. People either are upset that they didn't get them or upset that other people did.
That's true.
I mean, and that's it in a nutshell.
Which is
It's not about you actually getting them. It's either you didn't get them or it's either I didn't get them or you got them.
yeah. Like, as a grown man, I worked 2 months, saved up for a pair of shoes, and then I can see a 12-year-old whose mom just got him a pair.
Right, I'm pissed now. It makes me upset. Like, I go like, "Oh, I just got the new Yeezys," and you go, "You're like, so did I." I'm like, "Oh, whatever. They suck anyway." I'm like, what?
That's completely irrational, but I understand.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But Jordan, for instance, is not ever, I don't think, going to re-release the Travis Scott 1s or the Travis Scott 4s.
Which is why again, back to my other point, Yeezy doesn't have the catalog yet to be able to do that. But one day they will do that too, I think. But you're right. I don't think those will ever be re-released because, like, finally you have a Jordan like that's coveted. Jordan can do that a million other times, right?
Right. And they'll just kind of take like subtle design that like Virgil gave him and Travis gave him. They'll just put them on other shoes.
I'm no law expert, but I really do think so. Some people might be wanting to come at Nike where it is ridiculous.
Well, anything you're excited about coming out, Reed? What's your next thing? We have, we talked about the Michigan 5s.
Yeah.
Travis has some 6s coming out. Travis has some low 1s coming out.
I'm not a big fan of the 1s at all. Any Jordan 1 low.
Lows.
No, I don't like those. Not the lows.
I like the Travis Scott lows.
You do?
A lot. Maybe I'm...
Would you wear them?
Yeah, I feel like I would. Maybe
I've
I'm
never
buying
seen
into
you in
them.
a pair of low 1s.
I'd have to get some ankle socks.
No, I go high socks all day, every day.
I got skinny little legs. Looks ridiculous. Plus, I don't wear shorts.
No, you don't?
I got skinny little legs.
Give them a little cuff up the pants, too, with no socks?
Man,
anyways.
I'm 35.
I got you.
You know, they got to work with mom jeans. That's why I like Jordan 1 high tops. Because you don't need to get fancy kid jeans for them. No.
You got other things to worry about.
Right.
You
just let my jeans bunch up. Yeah, that's it.
That's funny.
That's it.
There's not any super big releases I'm looking forward to. I mean, we already mentioned the Wave Runners. I'll always be excited for the Wave Runners. There's some releases I thought were interesting. The all pink 500s we talked about. I'm interested to see how those go and who starts wearing them because I saw
Cameron.
I get the reference. I think that's going to be an interesting look because I heard that they're being released, but they didn't say they were specifically for women. So I wonder who's going to be going for that. How many guys are really going to go for a pink Yeezy 500? So those are ones I'm excited to pick up. I think that out of all the ones coming up, I think the Lunamark, I wrote these down, the Lunamark ones coming out on the 13th and 11th because they're doing that reflective thing where they're limited and not. I like those just because they're kind of a organic-y kind of look. They're a lot more...
Are those the ones that are kind of like you rolled a pair of Statics in like red sand?
No, maybe they're kind of more. I really should.
Which Instagram filter is it?
I don't even know.
How many swipes is it?
Right, yeah, but it's basically like a yellowish kind of grainier version of.
It's yellowish. I know
it's
exactly.
Kind of like that,
Yep.
and I like that look. I think that's a good look. Those colors go like we've talked about this. I think we're similar on this. I like shoes I can wear with a lot of different outfits, and those are the ones I'm excited. I don't have a reflective stripe or a see-through stripe yet, so I might go for those just because of that reason.
Yeah.
But besides that, I think we're kind of slowing down on a lot of shoes. I think they're going to get ramped up when the holidays come. Closer to the holidays, we're going to see, like you mentioned, the Bread 11s coming out way down the line.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I think those would be a lot more coveted. But right now, there's not much going on.
But that's what like Jordan 1 does what Yeezy does. With the pillars, the icons, the whether it's the Bread 4s, whether it's the Concord 11s, whether it's the Black Cement 3s, and I'm sure they're going to do it with the Bread 11s, is they release a ton of pairs. So if you want one on release day, you can get one.
And if you miss out, it's your fault. You can't be
exactly.
Like, oh no!
And then they do end up still going up because they're the I mean, these are the benchmarks of a good shoe collection.
Which is really crazy that Jordan's still at a point where I can't remember a lot of these type of Jordans, like not Travis Scott obviously, but even just Jordan 1s or 4s or whatever, whether they're just re-released like the Raptors for instance, none of those drop below retail. Really.
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy.
That's true.
They do, like the Concords, they flooded the market with those.
Yeah.
1.2 million pairs I think were made on that release.
Yeah.
And they still go for about, I remember I bought my brother a pair for his birthday, about $310.
That's crazy.
I think $275 around
right.
that.
Yeah, approaching $100 over.
Yeah, 1.2 million pairs were made, and you're still paying that much.
Yeah.
So I think that's really impressive.
But that's like for me, the Concord 11 was the shoe that was when I was a kid. That's my generation. The cool kids wore that shoe. Like when that shoe came out is when I was in school. And I remember being like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna just wear my Chuck Taylors."
Well, Space right around the time of Space Jam too. Oh my God, yeah. When I think Jordan, I think Jordan 11 Concords.
Yeah,
not once.
Well, Reed, they can follow you on Twitter where? Or Instagram, whatever you want to find. It's not that tough.
At Tweets by Reed, and then at the Gram by Reed is my Instagram.
Love it, love it.
Yeah.
Hot Dog, did we cover everything that we needed to cover? Did we do a good job?
I think you guys killed it, and I can't wait to see those new kicks you're picking up tomorrow.
You're picking up tomorrow. You got him,
I'll
buddy.
pick up tomorrow.
You got this. You got this. We'll see you next time here on NotShoes.